Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast, where we discuss the questions based on personal development. This is a personal development, success, happiness, business podcast. We talk about living the best life by reaching true potential and by creating something out of that potential that can serve you and your family and make you free, because we believe that freedom is inextricably linked to happiness, and that the only people that are able to sustain success are people who manage to create something that can take care of them and their family and also give them a sense of worth. A sense of worth. We all like to feel that we are belonging, that we are worthwhile, that the work we do matter. We need that. And if we go for an extended period of time without that, at some point in time, it's going to kick in. When we slow down, when something happens, it's going to kick in and it's going to hit hard. If you are not aware of that, out of sheer intellect or inspiration, I believe that it's going to be a tough time if a situation, a crisis bring you to that point, especially if you are later on in life when your knees are hurting, your back is hurting, your mind is too steeped into every other else distraction to actually get it together, and then you will sink into the worst emotional state you can get into when you're in your golden years, and that is regrets. Regrets weighs tons. It weighs so much, it's so heavy. So we believe that if we become inspired, if we believe in ourselves, and we can build that confidence to accept that there is potential in every single one of us, something we were meant to do and someone we were meant to be. And if we spend our life pursuing that, the very process of pursuing that will be the best life we ever live, even if we don't hit some of the major goals that we have. But the process is going to be instrumental. It's going to be very significant to how we experience life. And that's what you have to worry about. A goal that you set up, something that you want, somewhere that you'd love to be, is just a moment, it's just a prize, it's just an event. Everything is about the process of your life, because that's what you have to live every day. Notice when you want a car and you get this car. Well, you get the car, you have it, you own it, you can, that's it, you have the car. It's your daily experiences in this car that's going to matter. So, that one thing, this big house that you want, is just the big house that you want. But what are your experiences? Are you even home to enjoy this big house, or do you even get to spend time in it? Do you even get to spend time driving this car? Many people I see have luxury cars and it's parked at home, and they work 6 days a week, and on a weekend they take it for a spin and they come and they wash it, and they it's like a prize, some type of artwork. If you're a car fanatic, it's okay, don't worry about it. But this question is really a deep one. It is lowing. I feel like, I am at a standstill in life. I pretty much come up to a crossroad and I don't know where to turn. I don't know what is my purpose. I don't know what meaning I'm getting from this. I feel broken. I don't know what to do next. What you talk about that, we talk about on this podcast how, your life is yours. You are responsible for your life. But what do? I don't know how to do all these things. The first thing is that you are on the right track. You probably have touched and have covered the first base. So you are on first base. Most people are not even close to first base. It's like in our finances, most people are in the negative. They don't. Their net worth is below zero, because all the loans and all the stuff that they have is minus. They think, I have this house that's valued at $500,000, but you owe the bank $650,000. for the whole. So you are below, and then all the other debts and everything. I'm just using that as an example. This is not the type of topic today. But what is important, or what is remarkable, is that you are at that point. You are at that point where you're saying, I don't know what to do. I need to get something done yet. You are taking on that responsibility to say that it is me and it's up to me. It is exactly up to you and you alone. That's where the cookie crumble. That's what it's about. No one else. Nobody is coming. No one is coming. So you have to now look at your life and decide what you want to do with it. You must look at your life and decide what you want to do with it. But I say that to say that unless you purge yourself of the externals, unless you purge yourself of the externals, you will never get to the life you want. Unless you purge yourself of the externals, meaning unless you cut off every and all forces outside that is trying to define you, that you were raised to believe that defines you. You know, we were born empty. We were born this blank slate. We're shaped by our environment. We're shaped by the teachings. We're shaped by our socializations, our parents, school, friends, our immediate environment, all the people and things and cultures that you were raised around, that you saw. You know, you didn't just think up a bunch of these things. These things are in your head because you are programmed. All of us are being programmed one way or the other. It's either you are programming yourself or someone else is programming you. That's how you are. And it's sometimes we have to unlearn, relearn a bunch of stuff if we are to get our lives to the point where we want it. Listen, all the other things out there, all the distractions, all the media, all the news, all the teachings that you were programmed with may not necessarily be you. There's something in your spirit, there's something in you, there's something in your consciousness that you have to tap into. The thing is that it's not so hard because it is so strong in most of us that if we just choose to do one thing, and I'll tell you what that one thing is. If we choose to do one thing, we will be able to access that. And that is paying attention, getting out of the noise. There's everything out there. There's every type of noise. You at work, you're hearing something different. Somebody is giving you. The average human being is exposed to 60,000 messages per day, and it some of it, all that noise and clutter seeps into your subconscious. It affects you one way or the other. If you are in a negative space, that negative space is bringing you down. Your environment have a lot to do with you. I never watched much cartoon as a kid growing up. We never had a television at home until I was 14. Grew up very humble. And now I have a son. I have a 4-year-old son. And he watched a lot of cartoon. Now, I'm a music person. I love music. I'm always humming and singing music and listening to music a lot of time. I've been doing that since in fact, I used to actually perform music. It's like my second passion. And now I'm finding myself, because I'm around all these nursery rhymes and cartoons and all that stuff, I'm finding myself singing them out of nowhere. I know them. I picked them up. This research was done some years ago where there were certain noises or information being transmitted to a control group, at decibels, sound decibels that were much lower than the person was supposed to be picked up, because it was marred also in other music. And after the tests were done, certain questions were asked relating to these information that they were sure that this person was exposed to, and it was found that a lot of them could answer these questions because the subconscious mind was picking up all of that. So, you know, I know you're around your friends and you say, I'm not like them and I'm not this and I'm not that, but there's a certain energy, there's a certain way that the mind works that picks up some things. So you're not going to be around someone and come out totally clean. You can't purge yourself 100% of the environment that you're in, unless you have a deliberate consciousness and the course of action that's going to take you above that level. People don't stay at the same level. I always tell my wife that if you think getting rich and switch, as we say in our culture, like you get rich and you forget all these stuff and forget all these people, if you think that is bad, try get rich and not switch, and you will see what happens. Then you will know what bad is and what is not bad. Because I think it was Jay-Z who said that, how can I work so hard and still be the same? You have to change. So this is what's happening. You have to operate from a place of your own inner consciousness and your own inner drive, intuition, and motivation. So you now have to take back the pen. All the other chapters in your life, all the mistakes, all the problems, all the screw-ups, all the people who think that you can't, all the things that happen to you, all that stuff, all those chapters are written. Some of them you may have written, some of them society write for you, and you accept this as culture, as norms, as principles, as the way to go. You're at this point where you don't like what is already in your book. You don't like how your life is, you don't like how you feel, you're not finding meaning and purpose. That's where you are. That's the point you're at. If you are to change your story, if you are to write a better chapter, if you are to get your life to a better point, you have to take back the pen. You have to write the next chapter. You have to write. What do you want? What means something to you? What is important to you? Where do you want your life to go? That is the starting point of it all. If you can decide what you want and you can commit to that, there's absolutely nothing to stop you. In fact, you're living in the best times on earth to actually do that. You just need to decide what you want and decide that you're going to throw your whole self behind it. Because no matter how tough it is, no matter how hard it is, it will be the most fulfilling and the most powerful thing to take you out of a slump. I went into depression once. And it's strange how we use money and success that is accredited by our social environment to soothe the symptoms. So we have this disease or this illness that we have and we don't even know we have, because we get symptoms of it and we treat the symptoms. You know, like, you know, we cover it up with money, with pleasure, with show itself up. As I think Warren Buffett who said that when the tide goes out, you know, we not deep enough that away, or sometime a crisis strip away all this type of medicine and remedies that we've been using to cover the symptoms, and then the real issues start to come up, that we have something deep within us. We're not living on purpose, we're living on purpose to live from some. And if you can do that, if you can bring yourself to finding out who you are. They said the two most important days in your life is the day you were born on the day you found out why you were born. And